stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll have a moment of silence. Please remember former President Carter. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
We have 16 present, with members Bryant and Ricker absent.
Next, we'll move to the approval of the December 12th, 2024 minutes. Moved by Member Elsasser, second by Member Daly. So Member Elsasser, you need to hit that you motioned, moved, and second. So for those watching at home and those in attendance, this is the first meeting for some new software to vote. So if there's any hiccups, we have great staff here to help us through it. We've been trying to practice and learn on it. And welcome to Dan Sullivan from Tazewell to come watch us in action for the first meeting. So
Yeah, they're voting. Well, he didn't call. Did you call for them to vote? After the motion and the second, did you call for them? They're both, some of them are voting.
So we'll move. So Brian can't make the motion, so we'll have Member Daly make the motion and seconded by Member Coates. I know, but I reversed those motions. Member Elsasser withdrew it.
Okay, motion by Daly and second by Coates.
Yep.
Did you ask for them to vote?
Please vote.
Member Duncan, are you able to vote? Member Phelan?
Mine says recorded.
Okay.
No, we can record your vote. How would you like to vote, Member Elsasser?
I see them coming. They're coming in.
So Member Elsasser is a yes vote.
Recorded successfully. And when I did it again,
It's not showing there.
It's not saying anything. Oh, it just blanked out again.
I went to here and it didn't even change it. Usually it goes to
This is not. Do it again. Okay. That's weird. Yeah, it was there. That's what it just did to me. It was done and then it went and disappeared. Okay, that's weird. But mine was done before yours. Did yours disappear? No, yours is still there. Yeah.
Got the Bentley out tonight, Coach?
No, not this weather.
You don't take it out in the night?
No, I'll take it out tonight, but I'm gonna take it out now when they'll solve it.
How it is, pretty nice. Car. It's all right.
Okay, just to get us through this first item, I'm going to go ahead and ask for the votes for the ones that are not showing on my screen here. So that would be Member Dillon,
Aye.
okay,
But I had done it before she disappeared, and then they came back.
and that would be Member Coates,
Aye.
Member Daly, Member Duncan, Member Elsasser, and then Member Rosenbaum, Member Salzer, and Member Wendish. Okay, let's see.
I just hit it, did you hear it? What? You saw that, right? I'm losing my mind. I was gonna say, I am a little loony, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm going to try to refresh it because
Is there a web link to get into this?
I hope.
I'm asking if there a web link as they're using the app. Oh, I don't know about that.
If we're trying to show Cadwell County about this stuff, this is kind of before it's used. Oh, yeah, and you already say that? Some Sullivan, I think that guy in the black.
So we're going to try, we're going to pull an audible here. So this actually did work during committees leading up to here. So something's going on here. So what we'll have to do is we might try the next vote also on here. And if it does not, then we will just go back to our old-fashioned way of a roll call vote. So, but this was the first meeting in here. Sometimes you have to work the kinks out. So it is a good system if we can eventually figure it out. So Rachel did come prepared with the old sheets.
and the results of the minutes was 16 ayes.
Perfect. Minutes pass. Next, we're to proclamations and presentations. First up, I do want to recognize a good friend of mine that's here and probation officer of December for the month, Brandon Kleiss, who always enjoys sitting in my seats wherever they have been here and taking pictures and sending them to me, usually while he's eating food. So welcome to all of our employees that are here tonight. Next, it's also my privilege to introduce a friend of mine that came through Peoria and is one of our newest elected officials, Senator Lee Aureliano, who I had the pleasure of serving with in the Edgar's Fellowship class. He's a vet, been a longtime mayor of Dixon, Illinois, which many of you know, 8 years, small business owner. And to Lee's credit, we became friends there. Myself as a Democrat, him as a Republican, and what the Eggers Fellowship class is about is to put parties aside and do what's best. And I'm glad I got the time to spend that week with him there, and he's showing his service tonight as a drive-through. Wanted to come and introduce himself to the board, so welcome, Lee. Senator.
Well, thank you, Chair. We did get, is this working? Is that good? We did get some time at your fellows, a great program, all about working together to get things accomplished. Peoria County has been blessed with, I think, a number of good state senators serving you. One of them was Senator Win Stoller, a businessman right here in the area. As you may know, he did not seek re-election, and it was my honor this Wednesday, just a couple days ago, to get sworn in to be one of your newest state senators serving you here in Peoria County. And so my goal, as I'm driving home today, we had a vote this morning, to save the taxpayers some mileage, because I'm already cutting for Peoria on my way home to Dixon, but also to make sure there's a face with a name. About an hour and a half, 2 hours to Dixon. It's very important to me to get to know this region, to be able to properly serve it. And so I also have a favor to ask of all of you, which is to please feel free to contact me and my staff, along with the other state senators, when there are issues you need advocated for in Peoria County, down in Springfield. That is my job. I've been very passionate about it. As was mentioned, I come out of local government, so I have a full appreciation for state senators and state representatives that are checking in on their communities and making sure they're properly advocating for those needs. So given Peoria's population and impact in this region, I don't want to be a stranger. But to do that properly, again, I will need to build relationships with local officials like you who are very comfortable getting a hold of me, texting, calling, talking to my staff, so that I'm aware of what's happening and in a timely and efficient manner represent you. So, as was mentioned, I won't give you a long spiel about my background. It's on my website. I am still in the Army engineer. I'm a business owner. I've been in economic development and was mayor of Dixon. We won't talk about it. You may have heard right before I was mayor, there's a big financial mess there. And that's what got me into politics and into local government. I wanted to clean that up a little bit. And so those are the kind of things I'm going to be focused on down in Springfield. Fiscal reform, trying to get our pensions caught up so we can properly invest. Have the finances to invest in the services and maybe even tax relief that Illinois could use. But I'm not here again to talk about my goals down there. I already know them. I'm here to let you know. I want to make sure I know what your goals are and what Peoria County's goals are. I can advocate for them, me and my staff down in Springfield. That's all I really want to say. Again, my name is Lee Ariano. I do have a Peoria office. I was actually there early today, working on getting it set up and staffed so that I can be even more accessible. But again, when you reach out to your state senators, and you have a number of good ones, Senator Taylor, Senator Anderson, incoming senator with me to my east, so you'll have two new ones. He touches part of it. Please include me in those missives so that we as a team down in Springfield are working on your issues. Thank you so much for the opportunity to introduce myself. As soon as my cards are done, again, sworn in Wednesday, they're not done, I will make sure every one of you have my cell phone number as well. So, if something's urgent, feel free to cut straight through. Thank you for your service, and good luck with your voting program tonight. Thank you.
Next up, we are going to move Dr. Sharon Karat to next month. She is actually in Washington, D.C. For the interviewing for the finalist award. So push that off a month so she can be here in person to recognize her. Next up, Jennifer, would you come up for a proclamation congratulating Lee Orban for being named the Probation Department's 2024 Employee of the Year.
Whereas the Peoria County Board proudly recognizes Lee Orban for his remarkable service to Peoria County and his distinction as the Probation Department's 2024 Employee of the Year. And whereas Lee Orban's career in court services spanned more than 30 years, culminating in his well-earned retirement in December 2024. And whereas throughout his career, Lee consistently exemplified dedication and mentorship, providing invaluable guidance to interns, new officers, and colleagues seeking support. And whereas his deep expertise in probation and court services has been instrumental in fostering the professional growth of his peers, many of whom credit his mentorship for their own success as probation officers. And whereas Lee Orban's unwavering commitment to excellence and his passion for the field earned him the admiration and respect of his colleagues, culminating in their vote to honor him as Employee of the Year. And whereas his retirement marks the conclusion of an extraordinary career, leaving behind a legacy of dedication, mentorship, and profound impact on those he worked alongside. Now, therefore, I, James C. Dillon, Chairperson of the Peoria County Board, on behalf of the County Board, congratulate Lee Orban for being named the Probation Department's 2024 Employee of the Year and express our deepest gratitude for his 30 years of service to the residents of Peoria County.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this, and I want to thank the Peoria County Board for that beautiful writing. Thank you very much. I want to also thank our Director of Court Services, Brian Brown, our Chief Probation Officer, Rob Askins, and the management staff that's here tonight. Because of their leadership, guidance, and commitment, Peoria County Probation is now considered one of the top probation departments in the state. I also want to say thank you to my coworkers. I have met some great people over the years. Some of them are here tonight. They gave up their night to come for me, and I really appreciate it, guys. I'm excited and I'm honored to be Peoria County's 2024 Probation Officer of the Year. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lee, you do have some special guests here. Do you want to recognize who's your special guests?
You know Rob Askins, my wife is here, Erica, Jessica Durbin, your buddy, Jim Serblin, Quentin, Danny, and Brett in the back. They gave up their time to come today, and it means a lot to me.
Well deserved.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, we're going to go off script here. A couple more things. I'm going to walk down here. So one of our members on this board has done a good work and got us all together to recognize Member Daly worked hard behind the scenes, and I think this is going to be a surprise. Mr. Ruin, will you come up here, please? So Member Ruin went above and beyond, especially for a new board member to go on and take on. I know staff appreciated Scott with his time and effort for going to basically weekly meetings for the last 18 months up at the new HHS campus. So that was all above and beyond what a normal board member is asked to do in time. So Member Daly had a great idea and asked all the board members to contribute to get you a gift. So we have some gift cards in here for you to enjoy all the time and service that you've done and to know that we appreciate everything that you've done in your service.
Thank you. And at some point, I'm going to add this up so I know exactly how to get even. Thank you. Thank you very much. Above and beyond is a good description. Should not have done it.
Well, Member Couch says drinks are on you.
Is there one in here for Kelleher's? The game is on at Kelleher's in about 6 minutes. Anyway, Scott, I'll be sure and share this with you and with some of the guys from River City and from Farnsworth. There's a great team over there that put that building together, and on the 21st, next Tuesday, not next Tuesday, the following Tuesday, you're going to see that. So come on over, 21st at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Member Rowland. From a new member to one of our longest serving members, who's one of the most humble individuals I've ever met in my life, who sometimes I aspire to be like. And there's nobody, when you have to knock doors, and I've knocked doors, there's nobody better to go knock doors than for Coach Salzer. And everybody knows him. When you tell him that you're there for Coach Salzer, he's basically taught most of the community. So between your teaching years and your service to the county board, your service to the operators, I've always looked to you as a mentor, Coach, and I'm proud to call you not only my friend. You amaze me every day, Coach. So it's hard to believe. When I looked at this, I said, have you been on here for 30 years? But Coach also, when he did retire from Peoria Public Schools, he did have a career in the auditor's office. So when you add up those years, he's been a county employee for 30 years. And he's also very humble. He's the only person that I know that is in the National Hall of Fame. And he is in the National Hall of Fame for track and field, which he doesn't like to tell people either. So, Coach, come on up.
Thank you very much for the kind words. It goes fast, guys. I'm 85, so you guys got a lot of years to live yet, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Get a picture, Coach.
Okay.
Gretchen, as we speak of important dates, do you want to go over some important dates that we have coming up here real quick before we get to try to get some people out of here?
Yes, thank you. You should all have calendar invites, but if you need more information, let me know. I can send it. But our first event is our bicentennial event. It's a kickoff at the Peoria Riverfront Museum this Monday, January 13th. So come out and join us there. It'll be very exciting. And then just 2 days later, on the 15th, don't forget you have the legislative breakfast, which will be at the Gateway Building. The breakfast will be put out at 8 for mingling, and then 8:30 the program starts. And then next week after that, on Tuesday the 21st, is the grand opening of the Health and Human Services Building. So I hope you can all attend that and be a part of the ribbon cutting. So thanks. It is indoors. Yes.
Gretchen and her team's been busy, so we appreciate you and thank you. Next, we'd bring to citizens' remarks Greg Barta. You have 5 minutes, Greg.
My name is Greg Barta. I'm a Peoria County resident. I'm going to speak just for a few minutes on behalf of the benefits of moving from unrenewable resources to clean energy like wind turbines that you all see when you drive out in the country in central Illinois. So just as there is a movement to move agriculture to more sustainable practices, wind energy is moving us out of the dark ages of unrenewable to reliance on sustainable sources of energy. And this is important. I have a son and 2 grandchildren, and I know I want them and future generations to breathe clean air and drink clean water. And moving away from fossil fuels will help move us in the right direction. Wind turbines, as they're now called, they collect and convert kinetic energy in the form of wind. And I don't know if you know this, but wind energy is actually a byproduct of our sun. So as long as we have the sun shining, we're going to have wind energy. Besides the health benefits of moving towards sustainable sources of energy like wind power is adding jobs, real jobs to our communities. Currently, there's 41 states that have wind plants in their states that have created more than 100,000 jobs for Americans. So moving towards green energy can be very positive for for people getting jobs. So to conclude, wind energy moves us out of the dark ages of fossil fuels to sustainable energy. And wind energy creates for our grandchildren and future generations a more healthy world to live in. I've lived in rural areas. I currently live in the city of Peoria, but I spent 25 years in Wyoming, Illinois, and I lived on farms in southern Illinois, so I know rural areas. And I have a friend who has a farm, and they put up a wind turbine on his farm, and he thinks it's great. So I know there's controversy, but I think it's the right direction for our society to move in, and for our grandchildren and future generations to move towards clean energy. Thank you very much.
That was the only citizen remark. Move us to consent agenda. Is there a motion for the consent agenda? Member Renault? Member Phelan? Would anybody like anything removed? Seeing none, please vote. So Member Renault, did you move? And Member Phelan, did you second?
It's looking good. It's looking good. Salsa is only one. Oh yeah, there.
Recorded. Yep. So just member else has her. So should we just take his and you can put it in there? So member Elsesser, how would you like to vote? Yes.
$16 ayes.
That brings us to zoning ordinance and resolutions.
Item 9.1, FF 2026 Federal Legislative Agenda, a resolution from your Finance, Audit, and Legislative Affairs Committee recommending approval of the county's legislative agenda for the 119th Congress.
Is there a motion by member Williams, second by member Daly? Any comments? So it should be, yeah. So, please vote.
Sixteen ayes. Item 9.2 is PCAP's Byerline Estates donation, a resolution from your Public Safety and Justice Committee recommending acceptance of a donation from the Byerline Estate in the amount of $102,834 and to appropriate funding in FY 2025 to the PCAPS fund.
Moved by member Allison, second by member Phelan. Is there discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Let's see, it must be missing something. Sixteen ayes. Item number 9.3, PCAP's cremation system, a resolution from the Public Safety and Justice Committee recommending approval of a contract award for a replacement cremation system to the lowest complete proposal from RFP 26-01-24, submitted by Matthews Environmental Systems, Florida, in the amount of $95,000.
Moved by member Allison, second by member Phelan. Is there comments? Seeing none, please vote.
Sixteen ayes. Item 9.4. State's Attorney's Appellate Prosecutor Authorization FY 2025, a resolution from your Public Safety and Justice Committee recommending annual authorization of Peoria County's contribution for participation in the State's Attorney's Appellate Prosecutors Program in the amount of $41,000.
Moved by member Allison, second by member Phelan. Comments? Please vote.
Sixteen ayes. Item 9.4. I'm sorry, 9.5. Cross it off. Approval of survey agreement amendment for structural cross-sectioning. A resolution from the Infrastructure Committee recommending approval of a survey agreement with Moore and Kerr, a structural cross-section for an amount not to exceed $30,000.
Member Salzer, Member Couch. Yeah, it's not.
Okay, one moment. Let's get back here. Okay. There you go.
Hit your second button, Member Couch. Did you hit the second? Please vote.
Sixteen ayes. Item 9.6 is bid letting for Highway Department North Station Main Building Roof Replacement. A resolution from the County Infrastructure Committee recommending approval of the lowest responsible bid of Hine Construction in the amount of $48,100 for the replacement of the Highway Department's North Station Main Building roof.
I'm going to get some other people to practice here. Member Duncan and Member Rulon. Any questions or comments? Member Alsasser?
Well, the past board members, well, it's really loud. The past board members have had a lot of foresight, and Mr. Stalzer has continued that to support our North Station. It's so important to have a satellite out in the county, because otherwise we'd have to drive all of our snow equipment and repair equipment all the way from down on Maxwell Road. And so thank you very much for continuing your support, because it's so important for us out in the country.
Well,
Member Salzer?
as I told our committee, I think this is the best committee that I've been on. Not that I'm the chairman, because I'm low man on total of what knows to be done and so forth, but I'd like to, recognize a couple people like Terry and Danny Kelch and many of the others that serve on it. Those two guys, they helped me immensely, and Kelch has even taken me out there to that North Station. And as I told them when they came on the board, I thought that was one of the things that some people were looking to do away with. And I can see the valuable service that they render to you people in that particular part of our county. I'm glad we're keeping it.
Thank you, Members Alsasser, Member Salzer. A lot of credit goes to Member Couch and Member Windish for advocating for that. Any other comments? Seeing none, please cast your vote.
Sixteen ayes. Next would be miscellaneous and announcements.
We'll start on your side, Member Alsasser. Paul, Sharon?
I just wanted to let board members know that I have signed up to go to the Illinois Association of County Board Members Professional Leadership Training on Thursday, January 23rd. If anyone is interested in riding with me, please let me know.
Member Rulon?
I have one quick thing, housekeeping. When I was thanking you for this recognition, I left off the entire health committee for their foresight in the preparations years in advance to get this project ready to go. And even more egregious, I forgot to mention Monica Hendrickson, who an amazing job of logistics, getting her people moved out into working conditions elsewhere, and now in the process of getting people back in. It's just an incredible effort by so many people, and I could sit here counting people all night long, but just don't want to leave those key people out. Member Renault and the Health Committee have been amazing to get this thing, off the ground. That's the first heavy lift, and they just did a wonderful job. Thanks.
Thank you, Member Rowland. Scott, anything?
No, sir.
I just want to thank everyone for their patience as we navigate through this new system. I think everybody did great. Just got our first hiccup on the first vote. Other than that, I think it went very well.
And Captain Mattel and the Sheriff's Department, today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. We appreciate you, so thank you. I didn't say it at the beginning of the meeting, you and all your staff for everything that you do. And thanks, Member Rulon, for bringing that up for the announcement. I know people like to look at the negative things going on, but there is a lot of positive things happening in Peoria and Peoria County. And the Health Department is just one example of that. And if you hadn't, again, I know I brought it up at the last meeting, but what John Morris and his team have done at the Riverfront Museum and the amount of visitors that have been through Peoria here lately to see the Henson exhibit, and the night out with Christmas and what the Civic Center done. And downtown was packed, alive, and people were all over the place, and all the restaurants were busy. So people like to get bogged down in the negatives. It's time to look at the bright side, and there's a lot more bright side things going on around here than there are negatives. So with that, go Irish. Meeting adjourned.
Marcia, thanks for all the treats.